channel. I'm the Idaho Peddler, and we're headed out on a ride. About dang time, don't you think? We're going to a place called Knox Canyon Road. Not really a trail all that much, it is a road, so this is going to be a more or less a combined video of, you could take your car up this little loop and enjoy the mountains too. You don't have to be on a bike or a trike or horse or foot or whatever, you know. You can just go enjoy it any way you want to enjoy it. So we're gonna kind of take you from Pocatello, Idaho, and that'll be the starting point, and kind of show you the route as we go. Now, I don't have the mileage on it exactly where it's going to be, so I will try to keep track of that and give you an update at the end of the video. So anyway, come on along. Should be a nice day. It's a fairly warm day in southeast Idaho, so well, okay. So if you're coming through downtown Pocatello, the main road in Pocatello goes all the way north and south. Starts up there in the north side on Yellowstone Avenue and ends up turning into 4th Avenue, which will come down here to a light, and we'll be turning right. So we'll be coming up here on the light on 4th Avenue, and we're going to take this connector that goes over to Bannock Creek Highway, the South Valley Road, and we'll get started on this little adventure. Okay, well, you turn on the Bannock Creek Highway off of that connector, and it's not too far up the road, a mile and a half, 2 miles at the most. The road, the main road goes to the right. You always stay to the right, and the other way goes, the Bannock Creek Highway goes kind of straight, so it's kind of a Y there. And it turns into Mink Creek Road, goes over the top into Arbon Valley. That's where we're kind of headed. So be aware of that on your travel, and we'll give you some highlights along the way here. Well, that's big old Scout Mountain up there that's kind of white. We did have a little dust in the snow last weekend, still kind of hanging around a little bit, but kind of sticking up there, kind of pretty. There is a road that goes right up on top of that, but it is a 4-wheel drive road. Oh, we're getting up in here to the Caribou National Forest. That's what this is called up here. Kind of slowly getting up here on top. A lot of quakies, few trees. We'll get over here into farm country pretty soon. But the road's kind of a pretty road. Like I say, it makes a great day drive. Okay. Alright, now we're up on top. You can see we just went into farm country over here. And we're now headed down into the big old Arbon Valley. That's the big old Arbon Valley. Big old peak out there is Deep Creek Peak. That's the biggest one in the valley. I live right down below that, or used to, years ago. I was raised out in this valley, so that's kind of fun to get back. Over here to the right is Bannock Peak. That's the other tall peak out here in the valley. They're not too far apart, as you can tell. We will actually be going right below that mountain. Knox Canyon is right over by that big Deep Creek Peak, so we're going right kind of underneath it. All right, here we are. We're coming coming up to the intersection. You can't go any further straight. That's it. Auburn Valley Highway. Okay, so now this intersection, you can see the big mountain over there to the other side and Bannock Peak that way. This intersection you can take and turn right and go to back towards American Falls, which is about 20 miles down there, or you can turn left the way we're gonna go, and it will go all the way into Utah if you want to on this highway. Goes down through to Malad and right on down to Salt Lake if you want to go ahead in that direction. So this is the intersection. Now we're going to go left and take you over the mountains here. Now up here on top of the school, or on top of the hill, excuse me, is where I went to school for the first 8 years of my education. So they still have a rural school out here in Auburn Valley. And okay, to that intersection, it was about 23 miles from where we turned off down there on the Bannock Creek Highway. Now over here is my place where I was born, or not born, but raised. Kind of old and dilapidated, but man, I wished I could still live there. I'd have her all fixed up and looking good. And now we're headed on up here to, our next turn off will be Knox Canyon. Probably about 3 miles up here, maybe a little less, right in that neighborhood. Or 4. Right in that neighborhood anyway. We'll be turning to the right and we will be headed up to the Knox Canyon Road. We turned on the Knox Canyon Road here. Now we're headed on up here. So this is the road headed on up. And there's the gravel right here, and it's gravel the rest of the way up. Well, okay, I told you we're at the bottom of the big mountain. That's it. Kind of the road here. Gonna be headed up the valley. This is kind of the top before we drop down the valley, which don't take too much here. We'll take you for a little tour of the Knox Canyon Road. Hope you enjoy this. It's kind of a pretty countryside, really pretty in the spring, so something to think about. Howdy. Haven't been on you for a little while, little girl. Let's go for a ride. Well, okay, if you keep going on this road and it goes over the top of the mountain and back down to the other side, it'll come down to the Rockland Highway. which is similar to the one on Arbin Highway, just in the other valley. At that road at Tees, you can go right and go back into American Falls, I-86, and back to Pocatello. That would be the loop that I am talking about. So the other way, if you want to turn left, you can go into Utah, Snowville, all the way down to Malad, and kind of the same as the Arbin Road was. But the loop that I was talking about comes out of Pocatello, goes over the top of this mountain, goes down to the Rockland Road, turns right, and goes back to American Falls, and then you can get back on the freeway and head back to Pocatello. But there's plenty of ways to go, so enjoy. There are places to camp out up here, either overnight or day camp. It's got some kind of nice places around here. Got a little, I don't know if you can see it or not, little creek running down here. That hadn't run for about 2 years. This last winter it started running, and it's been running pretty dang full all summer long, so we must have filled up the aquifer somewhat. And like I say, the road goes on up here and over the top. This is a little road that goes back into a little campsite back there. Kind of see that a little bit. So anyway, I'm going to turn around here because I think the snow will just keep getting worse the further I go up. And it hasn't been bad, but I don't have snow tires or cleats on, and besides that, I'm in a short day mode. Dang short days anyway, so by the time I went up there and come back, I'd probably be really in the dark. So I'm gonna turn around here and head on back down to the truck. the outfit here to load up. You see, this is the other side of the valley. Not quite as tall a mountains on that side. That tallest one over there, right there, Scout Mountain, where we come out of Pocatello. So, kind of sees a little bit of a trip coming over here. Not bad. Total, if you was probably to go the whole way from Pocatello to Rockland and back to Pocatello, you'd probably be talking, 60 miles maybe at the most. And it's a nice little drive. You get to see farm country and old homes and a lot of mountains. Well, we're all loaded up and ready to go home. I hope you enjoyed this video. I think I'll make this the end of it because you've seen everything there have been. So anyway, it's been kind of fun to get back out and do this, so I need to do that more often. I'd like to find some more rough country trails, but I'm not really sure where I can find them. I know where they are, but I don't know if I can go on them. So anyway, this is a good little trip. I'd like to make it to the top, but the snow is definitely not going to let me do that, because I don't have snow tires on. So, but like I say, it's a really good drive if you ever want to come drive it or take a bike or whatever on it. It's really good. So, hope you enjoyed. Well, hey, thanks for coming along. I'm the Idaho Peddler. Subscribe, leave a comment. Hope you enjoyed the ride. We'll catch you on the next ride.